What if the next massive California earthquake doesn't come alone? Scientists now say one giant quake could trigger another sooner than anyone expected. New research shows two major faults along the West Coast may be linked. If one moves, the other might follow, and that changes everything about how we prepare for the future. Something big is building beneath the West Coast of the United States, and scientists are no longer talking about just one earthquake. They are warning about two. For years, experts studied the San Andreas Fault and the Cascadia Subduction Zone as separate threats. Both are powerful, both are dangerous, but they were thought to act independently, like two storms in different parts of the ocean. Now that idea is changing. New scientific evidence suggests these two giant faults may be mechanically connected. In simple words, that means when one moves, it can increase pressure on the other. One earthquake could trigger another shortly after. That possibility has changed the way scientists think about the future of California, Oregon, and Washington. Let's break this down in a simple way. The San Andreas Fault runs through California. It is famous for producing strong earthquakes. The Cascadia Subduction Zone lies offshore from Northern California up to Canada. It is capable of producing much larger megaquakes, earthquakes reaching magnitude 9.0 or higher. For decades, emergency plans focused on each fault separately, but new research shows that in the past 3,100 years, these two systems may have triggered each other at least 10 times. How do scientists know this? The answer lies deep under the ocean floor. Researchers pulled up marine sediment cores from the seabed. These cores are like long tubes of mud and sand that record history layer by layer. Each big earthquake can disturb the ocean floor and leave behind a special debris layer. In several cases, scientists found something unusual: pairs of disturbance layers very close together. These double layers suggest two massive earthquakes happened close in time, sometimes only minutes or hours apart. The ocean barely had time to settle between them. This pattern appeared again and again. The key location behind this connection is called the Mendocino Triple Junction. This is where three tectonic plates meet and grind against each other. It is one of the most complex geological areas in North America. Think of it like three giant puzzle pieces pressing and twisting together. When one piece shifts suddenly, the stress spreads to the others. If Cascadia ruptures, that sudden movement can send stress through the triple junction and destabilize the northern part of the San Andreas Fault. And it can work the other way too. If the San Andreas breaks first, the stress changes can ripple north and disturb Cascadia. This means one disaster could quickly turn into two. Now imagine what that would look like. A Cascadia megaquake alone could rupture 600 to 700 miles of seafloor. The shaking would last several minutes. Coastal land could drop. A tsunami could race toward shore within 15 to 30 minutes. And before emergency teams even finish assessing the damage, the San Andreas Fault could rupture in Northern California. That second quake could send intense shaking down the state like a zipper tearing open a jacket. Or imagine it reversed. California shakes first, buildings rock, highways crack, power lines fall, emergency responders rush into action. Then in Oregon or Washington, the ocean suddenly pulls back from the shoreline. That is nature's warning sign of a tsunami, and the countdown begins. This is not a movie scenario. Scientists believe it has happened before. In the year 1700, a massive Cascadia earthquake struck. There were no written records in North America at the time. But across the Pacific Ocean, in Japan, people recorded a strange tsunami. They called it an orphan tsunami because it arrived without any local shaking. It came out of nowhere. Centuries later, scientists connected the dots and realized it came from Cascadia. Now researchers are asking an even bigger question. Did the San Andreas Fault also feel stress from that event? If so, the entire West Coast may have shifted together. That is why this research matters so much. The real concern is not just the first earthquake. California has been expecting the big one for decades. Buildings have been strengthened. Emergency plans exist. The deeper fear is the second quake, the one that strikes before recovery even begins. Imagine emergency systems overloaded, roads already blocked, hospitals full, and then another major rupture hits. Even if you do not live on the West Coast, this affects you. California, Oregon, and Washington host major ports that handle a large percentage of U.S. imports. Electronics, cars, food, fuel, much of it moves through these ports. If they shut down for months, my supply chains across the country would feel it. Prices could rise, deliveries could slow. Businesses far from the coast would still suffer. The modern world is deeply connected. A double earthquake event would not stay local. To understand what this could mean, we can look at history. On January 17, 1995, at 5:46 in the morning, a powerful earthquake struck near Kobe, Japan. It was known as the Great Hanshin Earthquake. The rupture occurred along the Nojima Fault, part of a larger fault system. The shaking lasted only about 20 seconds, but that was enough. More than 5,000 people lost their lives. Tens of thousands were injured. Nearly 400,000 buildings were severely damaged or destroyed. Highways collapsed. Rail lines twisted. Fires broke out across the city. Entire neighborhoods burned. And the total economic loss was estimated at around $200 billion US. Kobe was one of Japan's largest industrial hubs. When it stopped functioning, global shipping routes were disrupted. Businesses worldwide felt the impact. And this was from one major earthquake, not two. The Kobe disaster also revealed important lessons. Many older buildings failed because they were not designed to handle strong sideways shaking. Heavy roof tiles made some homes top-heavy and unstable, but buildings constructed after Japan updated its building codes in 1981 performed much better. That event changed Japan forever. The country invested billions in rebuilding stronger. They upgraded infrastructure. They improved emergency response systems. They developed one of the world's most advanced earthquake early warning systems. Today, and that system can send alerts seconds before shaking arrives. Those few seconds allow trains to stop and people to take cover. Preparation saves lives. But even Japan, with all its improvements, still faces risk. Fault systems remain active. Earthquakes cannot be prevented. They can only be prepared for. That is the message scientists are sending about California. The question is not if, it is when. Faults follow geological rhythms. They build stress over time, and eventually that stress releases. What has changed is our understanding that these rhythms may sometimes sync together. Two giant systems, one connected mechanism. So what can be done? First, emergency planning must consider the possibility of sequential earthquakes. Response systems must be flexible. Communication networks must be resilient. Second, infrastructure must continue to be upgraded. Bridges, power grids, water systems, and hospitals need designs that can withstand strong shaking. Third, public awareness is key. Simple steps like securing heavy furniture, preparing emergency kits, and knowing evacuation routes can make a huge difference. Tsunami-prone areas especially need clear evacuation plans. If the ocean pulls back suddenly, people must move to higher ground immediately. Fear alone does not protect anyone. Preparation does. It is important to remember that scientists are not predicting an exact date. Earthquakes cannot be timed precisely, but evidence suggests the region may be entering a more active period sooner than once thought. The goal of this research is not to create panic. It is to improve readiness. The West Coast has faced major earthquakes before. Communities have rebuilt. Technology has improved. Engineering has advanced. But the possibility of a double event raises the stakes. Nature does not follow human schedules. And as we build more cities, more ports, and more complex systems, the impact of natural disasters grows larger. Still, there is hope in knowledge. The fact that scientists discovered this connection means we have time to prepare better. Every study, every drill, every building upgrade increases resilience. Earthquakes are powerful, but informed communities are powerful too. So stay informed, stay prepared, and never ignore the lessons of history. If you found this video helpful and eye-opening, make sure to like and subscribe for more clear explanations about the world's biggest events. Share this with friends and family so more people understand what could be coming. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one.